What if I told you that Social Security won't disappear in 10 years, but something much worse could happen to your benefits instead? In this video, you'll discover the real truth about Social Security's future, not the political fear-mongering you hear everywhere else. I'll break down exactly what's happening to the $2.7 trillion trust fund, why a 23% benefit cut is looming, and most importantly, what proposals are actually on the table to fix this crisis before it's too late. Welcome to Financial Area, where we cut through the noise to bring you the financial facts that matter. If you want to stay informed about your financial future, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Let's start with the biggest lie being told about Social Security today. Politicians and media outlets love to throw around the word bankruptcy when talking about Social Security's future. But here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. Social Security cannot go bankrupt. It's literally impossible. Why? Because Social Security isn't some government handout or entitlement program. It's an earned benefit that you've been paying into your entire working life. Every single paycheck, 6.2% of your earnings, goes directly to Social Security, and your employer matches that with another 6.2%. That's 12.4% of your wages flowing into the Social Security Trust Fund every pay period. Right now, that trust fund holds approximately $2.7 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This money didn't appear out of thin air. It's the result of decades of contributions from American workers just like you. But here's where things get serious. The amount being paid out in benefits right now exceeds what's coming in from payroll taxes. To make up the difference, Social Security is dipping into those trust fund reserves. And if this trend continues without any changes, the trust fund will be completely depleted within the next decade. Now, when that happens, Social Security doesn't just vanish. But what does happen is far worse than bankruptcy. Without those reserves, Social Security can only pay out what it collects in current payroll taxes. And that means an automatic, across-the-board 23% cut in benefits for every single recipient. Think about that for a moment. If you're currently receiving $2,000 a month from Social Security, that becomes $1,540. If you're getting $1,500, it drops to $1,155. This isn't some theoretical future problem. This is a mathematical certainty unless Congress acts. And here's the political reality. No politician wants to be in office when that 23% cut happens. It would be career suicide. That's why this isn't just a policy problem. It's a political crisis that demands immediate action. So why hasn't Congress done anything yet? The reasons are complex, but they boil down to political gridlock and a reluctance to make tough decisions that might be unpopular with voters. But here's the catch. Every year they delay, the problem gets worse and the solutions become more painful. Think of it like having a nail in your tire. You can ignore it for a while, but eventually you're going to have a blowout at the worst possible moment. That's exactly where we are with Social Security right now. Fortunately, there are serious proposals on the table to fix this crisis. The most comprehensive is called the Social Security 2100 Act, authored by Representative John Larson. This isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's been under discussion since 2014, though it hasn't gained enough traction in Congress yet. Here's what the Social Security 2100 Act would actually do. First, it would increase benefits across the board for all current and future beneficiaries. Instead of cutting benefits, we'd actually be expanding them. Second, it would address the funding shortfall by raising or eliminating the payroll tax cap. Right now, only wages up to a certain threshold are subject to Social Security taxes. In 2024, that cap is around $160,000. So if you make $160,000 a year, you pay Social Security taxes on every dollar. But if you make $500,000 a year, you only pay Social Security taxes on the first $160,000. The Social Security 2100 Act would change this, ensuring that higher earners contribute their fair share. The act would also improve cost of living adjustments by switching to what's called the Consumer Price Index for the Elderly, or CPIE. Right now, Social Security uses an inflation measure based on working-age people, but seniors spend money differently, especially on healthcare. The CPIE would provide more accurate adjustments that better reflect what retirees actually face. But Larson isn't the only one with ideas. Senator Bernie Sanders has proposed increasing Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all recipients. That's $2,400 more per year for every single person receiving benefits. On the other side of the political spectrum, some lawmakers are pushing for very different solutions. There are proposals to raise the full retirement age, which would essentially cut benefits by forcing people to wait longer to receive their full payments. This might sound reasonable on paper, but it's particularly harmful to people in physically demanding jobs who simply can't work into their late 60s. Some politicians have even floated the idea of privatizing Social Security entirely. The Trump administration considered this approach, which would fundamentally change the program's structure and potentially expose retirees to significant financial risk by tying their benefits to stock market performance. There are also proposals to eliminate annual cost of living adjustments altogether. Remember, these adjustments are what prevent your Social Security benefits from losing purchasing power as prices rise. Without them, your fixed income would buy less and less each year. Let's talk about what these different approaches would mean for you personally. If you're currently receiving Social Security, enhancement proposals like the Social Security 2100 Act would directly increase your monthly payments and provide better protection against inflation. If you're still working, these proposals would secure the program for when you retire while potentially increasing your future benefits. Revenue-raising strategies like lifting the payroll tax cap would primarily affect higher earners. If you make less than the current cap, you wouldn't see any increase in your payroll taxes. But if you're a high earner, you'd contribute more to ensure the system remains solvent for everyone. Proposals to raise the retirement age or cut cost of living adjustments would hit different groups differently. Physical laborers, people with health issues, and those in high-stress jobs would be particularly hurt by retirement age increases. Cost of living cuts would disproportionately harm people who depend most heavily on Social Security, typically lower-income retirees who have little other income. The recent changes to something called the Social Security Fairness Act provide a perfect example of why comprehensive reform is necessary. These changes were intended to address certain inequities in the system, but they weren't properly funded. The result? The trust fund depletion date moved up by about 6 months from 2035 to 2034. This is what happens when Congress makes piecemeal changes without addressing the underlying funding issues. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken dam. It might help temporarily, but it doesn't solve the fundamental problem. So what can you do about all this? First, stay informed. Don't rely on political rhetoric or fear-mongering headlines. Understand the actual facts about Social Security's finances and the real proposals being debated. Second, make your voice heard. Contact your representatives in Congress. Tell them where you stand on Social Security reform. Participate in town halls and public forums. Support organizations that advocate for Social Security if their positions align with your interests. Third, understand that early action benefits everyone. The sooner Congress addresses these challenges, the more options they'll have and the less severe the necessary changes will need to be. Waiting until the trust fund is nearly empty will force much more drastic and disruptive measures. Here's the bottom line. Social Security is not doomed to fail. With informed public engagement and decisive action from Congress, this vital program can be preserved and even enhanced for current and future generations. The current system has provided essential income security for millions of Americans for nearly 90 years. It's survived world wars, economic depressions, and countless political battles. The challenges it faces today are significant, but they're not insurmountable. What matters now is separating fact from fiction, understanding the real proposals on the table, and advocating for solutions that protect this cornerstone of American retirement security. The debate over Social Security's future is far from settled, but the stakes couldn't be higher. Your financial security in retirement may depend on the decisions Congress makes in the next few years. Stay informed, stay engaged, and don't let fear-mongering replace the facts you need to make informed decisions about your financial future. If this video helped you understand the real situation with Social Security, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Financial Area for more content that cuts through the noise to bring you the financial facts that matter. What questions do you have about Social Security reform? Let me know in the comments below.